Hello everyone, I am here with Brad Andres, designer for Legend of the Five Rings, the card game, and we're going to talk about the Dragon Clan, which has my attention. So Brad, take it over, give us an overview of this clan.
So the Dragon Clan are one of the smaller of the great clans. I think they're actually the smallest. Don't quote me on that.
All right, I won't quote him.
Don't quote me on
listen.
that. I believe they're the smallest, and they live in the mountains to the north, and they are filled with monks and ascetics. They are
nice.
all about self-actualization and finding their own path to enlightenment and defining what Bushido means to each and every single individual samurai.
Okay.
So of all the clans, they're the most individualistic, and they're the most... The word that's always thrown around with Dragon is enigmatic. People don't quite understand them because they don't conform to a lot of the other societal norms of Rokugan.
Yeah. Well, how is it possible then that a clan that is up in the mountains reaching enlightenment is going to perform in combat or politics?
Well,
tell me about that.
You know, one of the families of the dragon is the Miramoto, which is one of the two premier dueling families in the empire. The other being the Kakita clan from the Kakita family from the Crane.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of debate of whether Miramoto or Kakita duelists are better. The Miramoto duelists tend to fight with two swords called the Neaten style, which gives them a unique advantage and flexibility in combat.
Yeah.
And we can see that reflected in cards like Neaten Master. This also displays dragons' affinity for attachments, making themselves better through self-improvement or items. The Neaten Master is a 4-cost character, 3 military, 3 political, 2 glory. It's a bushi.
Nice.
In reaction, after you play a weapon attachment to this character, ready this character. Limit twice per round.
Wow.
Which is a representation of the Neaten's 2-sword style. If you put 2 swords on him, each time he gets to ready and gets to keep going back in that sheer flexibility.
Wow, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be such a good character. You can already tell, just the flexibility that offers is really solid.
But you know, where would the Neaten Master be without his attachments? Well, I have one right here for him, the Ancestral Daisho.
Ooh.
Now, Daisho is a pair of swords, long and short, essentially, was what it means. It's a 1-cost attachment, gives +2 military, and it's a weapon, and it has the Ancestral keyword. When attached card leaves play, return the card to your hand.
Okay.
So it means the dragon are always going to have attachments, even if their characters are leaving play.
Yeah.
General dragon strategy is to put a little more fate on each individual character, building taller instead of wider. In opposition to clans like the Lion or the Unicorn, which tend to want to flood the board a little bit more. These guys are going to build towers and then beat their opponents with them.
Nice.
So you're going to see lots of Ancestral Daishos thrown around in the Dragon
sure.
Clan.
I have no doubt. What else we got?
But you know, I mentioned monks and aesthetics, and
you're talking my language.
really being contemplative and reflective. And one mechanic we use to represent that is the fate that gets placed on the 5 rings in between each round. The dragon actually have capabilities that let them place more fate on those rings. And then they can reap the benefits either by claiming rings that have fate on them or having cards like the Seeker of Enlightenment. It's a 2-cost character, 1 military, 1 political, 0 glory. This character gets +1 military and +1 political for each fate on each unclaimed ring. So if there's 4 fate on the unclaimed rings, it gets +4/+4.
Wow. That's crazy. Cool. How cool is that?
Yeah.
I love that little card. And the art on all of this stuff is just mind-blowing. And I know it's still beta, but goodness gracious. All right, what else we got? So we have Enlightenment, we have swords, we have pretty much everything you could ask for.
Now, you know, you might be thinking that them building taller is actually a really big disadvantage for them. They can't participate, or they have a harder time participating in as many conflicts, or really just opposing their opponent on a 1-to-1 level.
Yeah.
So Dragon gets cards like the Secluded Temple. It's a shrine, gives +1 strength to the holding or the province it's on. It's a holding. Reaction after the conflict phase begins, each opponent who controls more characters than you must choose a character he or she controls with 1 or more fate on it. Remove 1 fate from each chosen
Okay,
character.
so it's a way of thinning the enemy battlefield out over time.
They
right?
might be going wider, but they're certainly going to be rolling faster, and it gives you time to start building up those characters. Maybe you only get 1 or 2 in the early turns, but by the time you're in the late game, you have 4 or 5 big characters that are fully ready to just take your opponent to town.
Yeah, and it seems like dragons are going to really want to be able to manage the fate that is on their characters. So those effects that are removing fate from characters are going to be a big pain for them.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find ways to add fate back to their characters to keep them on the board.
They are.
Yeah, so tell me, I guess that's speculation, so tell me what it's actually like to play Dragon Clan.
Dragon is I don't know what's the word I want to use. It's an experience of almost getting to build your own characters. It's I pick what's my body, I toss on an attachment, I
Yeah.
toss on another attachment, I toss on another attachment, and all of a sudden I have my own custom character that can march across the field and battle for his own definition of Bushido.
Yeah.
And really, really show his individual take. And it really lets players that come to Dragon be like, this is the kind of character I like to play with. And I can play with that, and I can make sure it's strong and viable. And again, take my opponent to town with it.
Yeah, awesome, Brad. Well, thank you so much. This is Dragon Clan, Legend of the Five Rings, the card game. If you haven't caught all of our other clan videos, check those out. And this is just really cool. All these different clans happening. Choose your favorite, and then from what we can tell, either stick with them, which is what I plan to do personally, or scatter it around a little bit and play a little bit of everything.
Definitely try them all out. There's
Yeah.
so much fun with these different clans.
And just see which one fits, right?
Right.
See which one fits.
That's the way to do it.
So good luck, guys. Hopefully you find the one that you love, and we will catch more from L5R all over our channel, so stay tuned.